Hi everybody, this is Mrs. Baxter, and today we are going to do a very quick review on greatest common factor. And we're first going to look at and review just the number piece of greatest common factor, and we're going to then add on taking out variables where the greatest common factor. But I want you to understand this basic principle first, and don't worry, I will give you a cheat sheet when we get to the more difficult factoring problems when we start adding in binomials and trinomials, okay? But this is just an overview. So, greatest common factor. Well, quick definition, a common factor. So, a common factor, that is a factor of two or more numbers. So what that's saying is we are looking at two numbers, we're comparing them and seeing which one is the common factors. And in our case, we're most concerned with the greatest common factor, the biggest number that is a common factor. Okay, so you're going to be using a little bit of a t-chart just to figure this out for today. And I want you to see this because it's going to help you understand the chart that I'm going to give you and what we're going to be looking for when we are solving our factoring problems. Okay, so using a t-chart, you're going to see we have a product, which is the number that we're concerned about, okay? And then on each side, you're going to see some numbers listed. Well, what it's saying is it's a factor times another factor that gives us this product, okay? And when we do this chart is going to list all those pairs of factors that get you your product. Okay, so let's try an example. When I'm looking at the chart, the first pair that you are going to see on the chart is always going to be the number 1 and the product, right? 1 times any number is that number. And then as I go down the chart, I'm going to try 2, 3, 4, and see what numbers fit into when I multiply two numbers together into the product, the number listed at the top. Okay, so let's try this. So let's look at 24 and 36. And I'm going to start with the 24 t-chart. And I'm going to start by using my 1 and 24. So 1 times 24 is 24. Well, as it says up here, then we're going to start looking at trying 2, 3, and 4. So let's try 2. All right. 2 times what is 24? Well, if you plugged it in your calculator, 2 times 12 is 24. Let's look at the number 3. 3 times what number is 24? If you said 8, you're on the money. And there's one more. 4 times 6 is 24. I'm going to tell you, we're done there. That's all that we can do. I can't do 5. 5 times something doesn't equal 24. And then if I hit 6, I'm kind of right back to here, right? 6 times something is 24. 7, nope, 7 times something does not equal 24. But if I hit 8, and so on. And so you're going to get all the way back until you hit 24 times 1. Okay, so either way, these are all my factors of 24. So now let's look at 36. Well, I'm first going to start out by doing 1 times 36. And then I'm going to go down my numbers. Okay, 2. 2 times what? Can I make it work? In this case, yes. 2 times 18 is 36. 3 times 12 is 36. 4 times 9 is 36. And lastly, we have 6 times 6 is 36. Now, here's where we're going to make that comparison, all right? And so down here, you see where it says list. All right, I'm going to list out all of my 24 factors here. So 1 is a factor, 2, 3, 4, the number 6, 8, 12, and 24. So I just went through, I wrote down all of these numbers. So now I want you to do the same thing for the number 36. 1 is a factor, 2, 3, 4, 6. I'm not going to write 6 down twice. I've already listed it. Next one is 9, 12, 18, and 36. All right, well, what are the common ones? What are the ones that are the same? Well, if I'm looking at it, I can go, oh, 1 is the same. They share 2. They share 3, 4, 6. Oh, look. This one has 8, but the other one doesn't. This has 9, but the other one doesn't. It shares 12, does not share 18, 24, or 36. So let's write those common factors down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, not 8 and 9, but they both have the number 12 in them. Greatest common factor. Well, the biggest number is 12. So our greatest common factor for these two numbers is 12. Okay? This is our greatest common factor. All right, let's try 15 and 35. This one's a little bit easier. All right. Let's think. Okay, well, I'm going to automatically start with 1 times 15 is 15, right? And the only other factors I can think of, 2 doesn't work, so let's go to 3 times 5, right? 4 doesn't work. 10 doesn't work. So those are it. This is it. There's only 4 factors for 15. When we move over to 35, I'm going to go 1 times 35. Well, I can't think of anything else other than 5 as my next number times 7. That's pretty much it. All right. So let's list all of them now. If I list these, 1, 3, 5, 15. And for 35, I have 1, 5, 7, and 35. Well, it's easy to see that the common factors, the factors that both those numbers shares, are 1 and 5. So let's write that down. But the greatest one is 5. Okay, so 5 is our greatest common factor for 15 and 35. All right, last one here. I want you to try this on your own. See if you can get it. If you need to use your calculator, please do. And remember to just go down the list. Start with 1 until you can get all of the factors. I'll give you a hint. This one has 4 factors. This one has 6 factors. Go ahead, pause the video, see if you can find them, and list your factors out. When you're done, come back and check your answers. Okay, hopefully you've had a chance to check your, try this out and check your list. These are my factors. 1 times 6, 2 times 3, okay? And then for 18, I have 1 times 18. I have 2 times 9. And I have 3 times 6. All right, all done. So let's list those out. I have 1, 2, 3, and 6. For 18, I have 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. The common factors that they share are 1, 2, 3, and 6. And my greatest common factor is actually 6. Okay? All right. Once you have finished these notes, I want you to go ahead and let me know. And then what we can do is I'm going to show you the little cheat sheet that I'm going to have you start using as we work on factoring our polynomials. All right, thanks. And save these notes in your folders.